back. This little one, this little clip is going to be about another type of tree. I've shown you a few different types, different techniques. There's a lot of them, so there's probably going to be a lot of happy little tree videos. This one is, I guess we can call them kind of the stick trees or the bare trees, where it's just the branches. So I'm going to show you how to do those nice little branches, get a nice little tree out of it, and then we can take it one step further and we can add some like little leaves to it. So I'm going to do this in black. Generally these trees are done in black, just because they are bare leaves, or browns, or any, darker sort of colors. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little piece of land down here so we know where we're working. Just a little hill. And generally I'd put some grass on this hill. I can go into that. I can go into how to do grass on another video. There we go. Just so I have somewhere to work. Now these trees, again, I do them all the same way. I'm going to start off with a medium brush using the skinny side of it to get in some lines, make it look like a little twig. Then I'm going to switch over to my small brush and we're going to make those lines a little bit bigger so that they taper together. So let's do that. Let's start off with our medium brush and some black. We'll use the skinny side of it. We're going to make ourselves a little twig to work with. There we go. Those are going to be our biggest branches. And we're going to be adding a whole bunch more in, but those are going to be the bigger ones. So depending on the size of your tree or the size of your canvas, you can keep working with the medium brush for a little bit, or we can switch right over to our small brush. And with our small brush, we're going to start tapering these so that they get bigger as they get to the trunk, because the outside of the branch is always the biggest, and the outside of the branch is always the smallest. There we go. Words are hard today. Outside of the branch is always the smallest. The trunk is always the widest. So I'm going to take my little tiny brush, and I'm just gradually going to be making this branch a little bit wider and a little bit wider. Now whenever you're working with black, you can dip your brush in just a tiny little bit of water and then pick up a little bit of black. That'll just help it flow a bit better. We don't want any sharp corners in trees. They all kind of just curve together. Even these big guys. Nice out today, but she's windy. I don't know if you guys can hear the wind blowing in. Got the windows open, the fan's going. Oh, it's nice. Gotta love this nice weather. Alright, there's the start of my tree. Those are just the big branches. Now with that little tiny brush, and little bits of black, we're going to start adding on some smaller branches. We're going to do these ones the same way. A little tiny bit of black, holding it nice and close to the bristles, lightly pressing on there so that we get some branches, and then we're going to make sure that they taper wider into the branches that they touch. So for example, there's a branch right here where it meets the other branch. Just gonna go back and make it a little bit wider. See how it kind of branches off now? That was meant to be a pun. Wasn't a good one, but it was. There's a branch. We're going to go back and make it taper in the branch that it meets. Let's add a few more of these. If you guys haven't gone and seen the video on how to get skinny little lines, I suggest that. It's a short little one, just on how to hold the brush and how to press, and then a couple little things that you can practice. So I'd suggest checking that out, because that's definitely what I'm using here. There we go, we've got some more branches on there. It's coming together, coming together. And of course we gotta add even more. And these guys can be a little bit skinnier, a little bit shorter. You don't have to worry too much about doing the taper with the super skinny ones, right? Where it meets the next branch. We don't have to stress too much about that little taper, because these guys are really little. What does good old Bob Ross and Rob Boss say? Trees don't grow straight, they grow whoever makes them happy. You can keep going, you can put as many of these as you like. The thing with these, you don't want them all the same length. You don't want them to look too uniform. Something like that. I'm happy with that. So that is a basic, straight up bare twig tree. Now, this tree is great. I use this tree a lot for a lot of different things. It's got a lot of purposes there. But we can also take this twig tree one step further. And that one step further is to add some little tiny leaves. Now, these little tiny leaves, I'm just going to do it on part of the tree so that you can see. It's still with a little tiny brush, and it's still with black. And it's kind of like we're going to be doing little almost check marks. But they're not all going to be just a normal check. Some of them are going to be the other direction, or sideways. but check mark. Picture a check mark that's kind of like rotating in different directions. Does that make sense? Probably not, but that's okay. Sometimes the things I say don't make sense. So it's just like a short little flick. Don't want them all going in the same direction. And they don't have to be touching a branch. You can put as many as you like, depending how full you want your tree. Sometimes less is more though, so it's always good to start with a few and grow it from there. See, I'm trying to kind of bounce around so I'm not staying in the one spot for too long. That'll kind of help you from getting into more of a pattern. If you bounce around, do a little bit here, move somewhere else, do a little bit there. Because if you stay in the same spot for too long, it's going to end up, they're all going to line up. I want our tree to be a little bit more random than that. There's a lot of little marks. There we go. So I think you guys get the idea. And you can keep going with those tick marks as much as you like. You can make that tree as full as you like, as bare as you like, whatever you are looking for. Perfect. Hope you guys like that. Happy little tree. Thank you very much.